the details on it?
Yep. I was in a hurry and I just swung around and was straight into it. Today I closed my finger in the door. So I'm just waiting to see what happens tomorrow.
It happens usually, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. That's what worries me.
Oh, if it's minor-ish, it's not so bad. It's when it's...
Oh, I feel snows.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was surprised it didn't bleed or anything, but it's really sore up here.
Yeah, okay.
The what?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've just spent 3 weeks of just avoiding a glass panel when I dropped off the exam papers. I would swing around and head and then go, oh no, that's a glass panel.
That's not the door.
So I avoided it for 3 weeks and then walked into my own way.
Oh, okay, so that was on your home.
This
No, but I'm saying the one that you were avoiding for 3 weeks. Was at school or wherever it was?
it was at
Yeah.
Metropolitan Couriers or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Nate! Should be introducing about now.
Good evening, everyone.
Hear me? My name's Nathan Down, currently the president of the Doncaster Athletic Club, and welcome to the DAC Mile for 2023. We've got the 100 yards just about to start off, and I'll be joined in just a moment by my co-host in Mitch from Straight At It. So it'd be fantastic to have his commentary this evening for tonight's event. I'd also like to take the opportunity, obviously, thank our sponsors, those that have come with us and supported us tonight, the Kelly family and friends. We've got Cornwell's Mitre 10. We've got Doncaster Osteopathic Clinic and Wellness Centre, Runners Paradise and Bendigo Bank. So we'll be plugging them through the night. But I'll pass over in a moment now to Mitch to introduce the 100 yards.
Yes, thanks very much there, Lockie. Awesome event down here this evening. A big g'day to everybody who's come down to the athletics track here at Doncaster. A beautiful evening for some 100 yards and also the real mile, not the metric mile. We're doing the full mile here this evening, the second running here at Doncaster. We'll introduce this field as they stand in front of us here. The 100 yards, it is the Women's Masters. Out of lane number 3, it is Bianca Levis. In lane number 4, representing Essendon, it's Maggie Armstrong. In lane number 5, from Doncaster, it's Melinda Davey-Uecker. And in lane number 6, also from Doncaster, it is Wendy Smith. This is your full field here for the 100 yards.
Just check if you're in the way of the camera. Just make sure.
I'll swap.
Is Mitch going to be in the way?
Bob's got a radio.
We haven't got you've got the only radio. Yeah.
Well, that was fine. There were no green lights. We could start. On your marks. Set.
So first race of the evening underway. It's Davies-Uecker there in the Doncaster Silk. Second from the outside, Smith on her outside shoulder now. Bianca Levis on the inside. Just starts to go through it here at the end and she'll pull away and take it out here. It's Bianca Levis, Davies-Uecker, Smith back to Armstrong. And we will wait as these are mixed in here for the Masters to find out who it is that will take this one out. But first across the line on the inside, it belongs to Bianca Levis.
one must be the same, Bob. He must be out there. There's 2 lanes there. Have you got more exams?
No, they finished last Wednesday. The whole
So
state.
it's all done.
Now, in front of us is the men's 100-yard sprint for the Masters. Again, this is mixed in here, so as they cross the line doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be taking it out. We'll have to wait till it goes up to our judges here at the finish line to figure out who the winner of this event will be. Nevertheless, out of lane number 1 representing Essendon, it's Christian Lacusa. In lane number 3, it is Brent Nunn. In lane number 4 from Doncaster, it's Sean Peters. In lane number 5, also from Doncaster, it's Daryl Kilmartin. In lane number 7 from Mentone, it's Corey Lawson. In lane number 8 from Casey Gardenia, it's Travis Howe. In lane number 9 from Doncaster, it's Gerald Brown. And rounding it out in lane number 10, it's Will McCombie. These are all your competitors here in the men's 100-yard Masters sprint.
Lane 6.
And lane number 6 as well from Diamond Valley, it's Arunan Arungmayangam.
On your marks. Set.
So the men's Masters 100 yards is away here. Lacusa on the inside from Essendon, the fastest to start. Lawson there from Mentone in the yellow, just starting to get through it. But it'll belong to the inside here. It'll be Essendon, Mentone, Doncaster in that order. An impressive racing there for our men's Masters 100 yards. And we will wait for them to come out here through our judges. But on the inside, hitting the line first here was Christian Lacusa. Someone should run it down to you.
So have you met the girlfriend now?
No, but
Oh.
my daughter said to me yesterday, she said, on Sunday, she said, I've met someone. Apparently he's 6 foot tall. Plumber. But,
He'll tower over you.
terror over it. Well, this is here to me. So,
What else did you find out about him?
well, they met through a mutual friend, so which I don't mind because at least it's
So to everybody who is
During the stadium at the moment, do make sure you check in at least 10 minutes before your race so that you do not miss the start of it. So at least minimum 10 minutes before the race to check in so that you will be registered on the sheet and you will be able to toe the start line when it comes to your time. Up next here will be the junior women's under 16 100-yard dash. So out of lane number 3, representing Diamond Valley, it's Ayla Arunan. In lane number 4 from Doncaster, it's Katrina Chung. In lane number 5, it's Eva Galinas. In lane number 6 from Doncaster, it's Giselle Ueka. And in lane number 7, rounding it out, it is Ellie Galanis. This is your competitors here in the women's under 16 100-yard sprint.
On your marks. Set.
Away cleanly here, Chung from Doncaster, second from the inside, fastest start on her outside, Glenis, Ueka as well now, starting to move through, second from the outer, but it'll belong to the inside, and Chung, she'll take it out, Ueka there, Glenis, and then back to Arunan. It will go in that order, a Doncaster domination here in the women's under 16 100-yard dash.
Well, we've got a Callum Murray who's a contractor for us.
Oh no.
And he got, and I saw, I said, you're kidding. I'm changing my name. I've had. He said up until that TV commercial, he said never had a person mentioned. Now.
Well, Callum's surname is in this boat. Certainly not Murray.
No.
But he just gets called Calamari.
Yeah, of course he does. Why wouldn't you?
And now he's just trying to accept the family.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
First time I met her. Oh, hello, Callum. Nice to meet you. I'm Nancy and I'm exhausted. Second time I meet you. Oh, hi, Callum. Well, just been up and seen at this enormous meal. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm in the back.
You tell us what.
So you must have wondered what
Yeah, what he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you must have wondered what he'd let himself in for.
Yeah.
Because then, when he comes to Julian's house, of course there's like,
So he'd be almost like overwhelmed.
yes, absolutely.
Well, Julie's like this because she's an adult. So she walked into.
Family would be,
Yeah, like she comes in. But having said that, her best friend was Italian and rowdy and typical. So she's sort of used to it.
so that the kids didn't grow up, the boys didn't grow up.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's my sister had 3 children, but they were all older than them, and they didn't mix very much with them, and so they sort of adopted all my New Zealand cousins. But that's okay. But they didn't grow up with them.
But it doesn't matter because like, we've drifted, like all our companies, they've all drifted apart. They're all just going doing their own thing. And, you know, unless you make the effort, you don't see it. And I'm at the point where it's like, you know what, I'm not ringing them anymore. I'm just not doing it.
That was what was so lovely earlier in the year when I was talking to her on the road, and she said that one of our customers coming down from going down from the price and so she was getting some of the other customers that come over for lunch. And I got a message to call me in the restaurant. So I did, and then organised another person came around from Auckland and it was really lovely. But it takes fast talk.
Now, this is the first of our Victorian Championships here this evening. It is the Women's Open 100-yard sprint. And it'll be the first state championship on offer, I would almost think, this year as well in the state of Victoria. In lane number 3, representing Glen Huntly, it's Jennifer King. In lane number 4, from Keilor St Bernard's, it's Rebecca Bain. In lane number 5, from Frankston, it's Lucy Romanoff. And in lane number 6, from Box Hill, it's Carly Senior. These will be your 4 women competing here for the Women's Open 100-yard sprint title of Victoria.
On your marks. Set.
Away quickly was Bain towards the middle. Romanoff there on her outside shoulder as well. King on the inside now starting to move through. So Glen Huntly and Keilor. It will be King on the inside. She'll take this one out. So it's going to belong to Glen Huntly. Back to Rebecca Bain, Lucy Romanoff, and then Carly Senior. That will be your 1, 2, 3, 4 here in the Women's Open 100-yard championship of Victoria.
You couldn't stand it. Like you actually had to move around. Yeah. So we ended up walking every run to walk back to the grandstand just to be out of the room.
Now, ready to follow suit of the women we just saw there is our men's 100-yard sprint championship of Victoria. In lane number 1, representing Glen Huntly, it's Anthony Liu. In lane number 2, representing Old Scotch, it's Lachlan Stewart. In lane number 3, representing Frankston, it's Corey Baker. In lane number 4, representing Nunawading, it's Ryan Hatch. And in lane number 6, the home track hero from Doncaster, it is Matt Fryer. These are all your competitors here in the men's Open 100-yard championship of Victoria.
Gentlemen, we're waiting for photo finish. We're still waiting for photo finish. Set.
So we're away. Liu on the inside, got a great jump. So did Hatch on the outside. Now Baker with the red hair, can't be missed. But on the outside, Matty Fryer from Doncaster, he'll take it at home. Matty Fryer back to Baker. On his outside shoulder was Hatch. Liu, and then followed closely there by Lockie Stewart. But the Victorian title for the 100-yard dash will belong to Doncaster and Matt Fryer.
I'll bring the trolley over.
Thanks, Mitch. So we're down here, without further ado, in third place from Doncaster, Melinda Davey Yuka. In second place, also from Doncaster, Wendy Smith. And in third place, Bianca Levis. Well done. First place, first place. And Runners Paradise, we've got the van up there. They've donated a $50 voucher. So well done to Bianca.
Wait for the photo, girls. All right, just ask the men to come down, the Masters men, or do I find the three that
100 yards. The next event for the evening is the mile. So if you haven't checked in or registered, if you need a bib, please come down to the end of the front straight and see Craig and he'll sort you out there. So make sure you're down at least 10 minutes before your race so you can get your bib number.
I'll take this.
Thank you.
It's all right.
707. So it's been classified with the age. They've worked out the age. So the winners in third place, Will McCombie. In second place from Doncaster, we have Gerald Brown. And taking out the 100 yards masters from Essendon is Christian Lacusa. Well done, Christian. And again, Runners Paradise has donated a $50 voucher to Christian, so well done.
They've got to stand up the back.
To the start finish line for the presentation. That's 1 through 4. There's a prize and a medal and something here for everybody. So 1 through 4, that's Jennifer King, Rebecca Bain, Lucy Romanoff, and Carly Senior. If you could all come down to the start finish line, which I don't think you're too far away anyway, be able to get into this presentation. Reporting about good news and good celebrations. The sausages are ready to go up there.
We can start on the inside. I'm just going to move the cable over to that box.
I've never seen anybody walk away with 1 sausage, so you might as well tuck in for 2 for 6. It's a good deal for me. So up there, pay at the canteen. 1 for $3.50. I don't know why I'm telling you that. It's 2 for $6 for sausages up at the canteen. We'll get through these presentations, and the miles aren't too far away either.
But you're right, the 15s we start on the inside. The 10s we start on the inside. And the 5s we start on the inside. So I'll just walk around with it.
Yeah, sensible, more Christmas carols.
Oh, I've been singing the same one.
The speaker going,
Last Saturday he asked me, he wanted to do
Carly Senior, if you're in the crowd. Get water. Okay. Carly, if you're in there, you should have the presentation.
Not everyone gets a big chance.
and I'll do the last 4. Okay, you do the first 3. I'll start the first 3 and I'll do the last 4.
Okay, so without further ado, the 100 yards Victorian Championships for the women. In 4th place from Box Hill, Carly Senior. And she gets a voucher from Doncaster Austria, Rayner Centre, so thanks to Steve Dan, you can head up there and do a recovery session and a 30-minute sauna, so well done to you, Carly. In 3rd place from Frankston, Lucy Romanoff. In 2nd place from Keeler St Bernard's, Rebecca Bain. And your female champion of the 100 yards Victorian Championships from Glen Huntly is Jennifer King. So how long we got?
I'll tell you. Trinity boy.
Matty flies over the track here.
Sorry, good man. So what have we done now? We're 15 minutes away from the mile as well.
Men's 100 yards champion.
Have we done junior female?
No, that was the one that was left off the last week. You want to refresh again, don't you?
Do you want me to get the men's 100 yards soon?
Yes, please. Matt's over there.
Is it all competitive again?
No, so hold on. We don't have that yet. It's not up.
We should have the men's because it's the straight Victorian, right?
So can we get down here as well, we'll crown another state champion, Matty Fryer, Corey Baker, Ryan Hatch, Anthony Liu. You all come down here to the start-finish line for the presentation. That's 1 through 4. Matty Fryer, Corey Baker, Ryan Hatch, Anthony Liu.
Well done, boys. Thank you. Jump in behind the blocks over there. Here it comes.
Anthony, am I saying your last name right or wrong?
Yeah.
It's right?
Yeah. I just say it like lieutenant. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I like to hear that. That's me. Lou. Yeah, Lou. Straight up now. Yep.
Way to go.
All you, Nate Dog.
So here we are again for the men's 100 yards Victorian Championships. So in fourth place from Glen Huntley is Anthony Liu. Again, an osteo voucher from osteopathic up at Steve Deneen's clinic there. In third place, we have Anthony Hatch. In second place, representing Frankston, we've got Corey Baker. And your Victorian champion for the 100 yards on his home track from Doncaster, we've got Matthew Fryer. Congratulations.
So next group is the junior women. I'm going to put down some exact time so I can race it.
One more and then that's the female junior. Because one of my girls is that's done. It's hard because we've got like one of the highlight stations and one in the front. And then some get medals, some don't get medals. No, everyone gets medals. We had 1, 2, 3 and we're like, oh, well, let's and then finally enough, that's what we're doing. That's what we do in June.
What's her name?
I don't know. I think.
Just call out for Giselle, please.
Could we get Giselle, will you go down to the end of the front straight for presentation, please? Giselle?
Girls over here. Behind there, girls. We'll announce the order as we go and jump up.
Okay, another presentation.
We've got the junior 100 yards. In third place, we've got Eva Gillinas. There we go, we got it. Well done, Eva. In second place, from Doncaster, we've got Gazelle Iuka. And in first place, also from Doncaster, Katrina Chung. And she also gets a voucher from Runners Paradise. So well done to Katrina. Congratulations, girls. Make sure you head up and see Daniel up at the Runners Paradise tent, just at the middle of the front straight. He's got his van there and a few bits and pieces, so make sure you head up and see Daniel.
You could send somebody to check in on him if you like.
I checked and he said he's all right. So what have we got? 6 runners.
That's at this line back here, Mitch. Mitch, they'll be back behind here.
Yeah, junior female, mate.
So I'll just coach them in how to be introduced, Mitch.
Yeah,
Tell them
epic.
as you call their name, they run over to the line.
Yeah, sweet.
And then they start
yes.
push them back.
Push them back. Yep.
So you've done all your presentations?
That's good for the 100 yards. Well done.
Dude. Well, that's just insane.
That's far enough, girls. Come on.
Now, I don't want to put your shirt away.
Come back.
No, no, it's cold.
That little wind's got a bit of whip.
Oh, my mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the track now is the first
Of our mile races, it's the women's under 16 junior race. A wide variety of ages in and amongst this under 16 event on the line now. It is the regular mile, not the metric mile, so 1,609 metres of racing ahead. In lane number 1, it is Milana Jelinas. In lane number 2, representing Doncaster, it's Grace Baldock. In lane number 3, it's Eva Jelinas. In lane number 4 from Diamond Valley, it's Ayla Arunan. In lane number 5, it is Emily Wetzels. And in lane number 6, it is Sophie R. Bateman. These are all your competitors here for the women's under 16 mile race.
On your mark.
So away and racing the first of the 4-lap events out here this evening on a beautiful night here at the Doncaster Athletics track. And these under 16 women will try and find their feet rather early. I believe it's Emily Wetzels who will go out and try and string this field out as fast as she can. So more than happy to get out there and get amongst it straight off the gun. On the outside now, moving around the shoulder is Bateman, the unattached athlete. In fact, it's Bateman out in front and Wetzel's in second. So that's how they'll stand. A good 20 metres out in front, our early race leader. The rest of the pack will do their best to work off one another. Very early stages, only 200 metres into it. Here in our women's under 16 mile. Plenty of mile racing on here this evening. Obviously, that's what you're all here for, whether it's coaching, racing, spectating, whatever it may be. It is no more metric mile nonsense. It's purely the 1,609 metres. And the first to get out there, Sophie Bateman. And she is leaving no stone unturned here in the opening lap of the women's under 16 mile event. So it's Bateman looking very comfortable out in front, followed closely there behind. It's going to be Wetzel's leading out. A bit of a crew behind her there as the rest of them start to make their way up through this field. It is going to be the Jelena sisters as well as Grace Baldock. She's just tucked in behind Wetzel's there, and out the back now is Arunan. They're through one lap. It's 1:27 as they greet it now. A little bit faster there for our race leader in Sophie Bateman. And she's turned what was an early first lap 10-metre lead into a second lap 30 to 40 metre blowout here at the moment up the back straight. We can see the cart out in front for those watching at home. Very exclusive access here to the racing. Don't see this often in Australia. A great initiative here by Doncaster to have the men on the back of the buggy and be able to follow an early race leader. It is still going to be Sophie Bateman. Looks very comfortable and almost very hard to challenge here as they get towards the end of their second lap. It's still Wetzel's out there. Behind her is Baldock. The two sisters here in the Jelena sisters are going to go back and forth here. A little bit of a ping-pong battle, you'd think, over the final closing stages of this event. And out a little bit further back from there, from Diamond Valley, it is Arunan. But into this home straight for the second time now, or the second last time, or third last time, I should say. It's Sophie Bateman, the unattached athlete here this evening. Could take out the first crown of a mile event here in Doncaster. So Bateman out in front. Never say unassailable, but it will take a mighty effort to chase this early race leader down. It's still Wetzel's there in second. Tucked in behind, hasn't moved too much here, is Grace Baldock. She's very comfortable right in and amongst it there. It'll be the Jelena sisters as well moving through, and a little bit further back is Arunan of Diamond Valley. So out in front, it hasn't changed even remotely, only got a little bit further away. In fact, it is Sophie Bateman. And very smooth running style would indicate a very smooth race. And it's almost going to stretch out to the full length of the back straight here in Doncaster. A little bit further back, Wetzel's. It's the trio of Doncaster athletes there in Baldock, Jelanis and Jelanis sisters. A little bit further back is still Ayla Arunan. But there's no doubting the leader of this race, and you would think the inevitable winner. It'd be interesting to know if there is a personal best or if it is the first time running the full mile distance. A very different beast to what you might expect over the metric mile. A quick look around the inside shoulder, checks the real estate behind her. Sees that she's bought up quite a bit of land, and it looks like nobody can get anywhere near her here at the moment. So Sophie Bateman, it's been a dominant performance here in the women's under 16 mile. She'll come down and hear the sweet sound of a bell in a moment's time. We'll check the clock, give us a really good indication of just how fast we're tracking here. That's 4:06, 4:07 with one lap to go. Wetzel's behind there too. The Doncaster trio, I believe it's Baldock, who's just going to move around the shoulder possibly here. So Wetzel's now first time challenged here this evening. Unattached athlete crept up on the shoulder here by Doncaster. The two behind working nicely together. And the two sisters, and a little bit further back from Diamond Valley moving nicely, is also Ayla Arunan. But up the back straight, long gone, home and hosed. It is our early race leader. She'll go gun to tape, you'd think. Sophie Bateman. These two behind her now enter into a battle up this back straight. Definitely want to have that railing position as you make your way around with 200 metres to go. Don't want to spot any room. Wetzel's more than happy, though, to move out to lane number 2 if she needs to. So she'll drag them along here too. Doncaster Arunan with the bell, 5 minutes on the clock. But 150 metres to go. It has been all the way of Sophie Bateman. Hasn't really been challenged. Just put her foot down at the start of the race and said, if you want it, come get it. And unfortunately, nobody could get anywhere near it. Sophie R. Bateman, she will be the first winner here for the mile at the Doncaster Mile Championships, the second time of the running. Sophie R. Bateman, big round of applause. Gun to tape, hard way to do it, but done it in class and style. 5:30, just a tick over it. Call it 32 for Sophie R. Bateman. Sensational running. Not over here for second or third either, you'd think. It is going to be Wetzel's just leading it out there. Grace Baldock just behind. She got in front with the bell to go. And she'll just drop on the shoulder. Now creeps up one more time. Wetzel's maybe on the inside. 5:50. And good racing all the way through to the line. The two sisters now down the home straight. Done a lot of the work here. It's a graded event, don't forget. So we will wait for the judges to do it. The two sisters now together. They'll come down and hit it. They already ran the 100 yards earlier. So they've doubled up here this evening. 6:10 it is on the clock. And rounding it out here for the women's under 16 1 mile race, it is Ayla Arunan of Diamond Valley. And she'll creep under that 7-minute marker. You would think just how far below will be the question. Arunan now out into lane number 3. A big round of applause. You'll finish off the women's under 16 1 mile event. A graded event as well, so a variety of different ages out here this evening. And she will go well and truly under the 7-minute marker. Absolutely make a mockery of it. Well done here to Arunan. 6:45 it is. And that will round out our women's under 16 event. And as I said, keep in mind a variety of different ages in and amongst that under 16 competition. I'm going to jump on that side of the track. But that luckily, like, I figured out this. I'm just going to cross across here.
Now, what do you film? DNS is in this. Start to photo in event 8 we have 4 DNSs. They are lane 6, 10, 11 and hang on. So those fractions are 6, 10 and 11. Remember when they do the announcement, come to within about a metre of the curve line. Remember there's no lanes in this, so once the race starts, work your way down, make sure it's safe, alright? Guys, yeah, just stick straight off the line, and we'll have the cones out, so we'll probably finish in lane 3. Good luck. I think they're going to introduce you.
Yep. Yes, just walk up to the line when I call you know, boys, right?
Right, on the track now, it is our
men's under 16 1 mile competition. In lane number 1, representing Doncaster, it's Ashok Sinanjurai. In lane number 2, from Old Zavarians, it's Jensen Scarf. In lane number 3, it is Jono Ewison. In lane number 4, representing Box Hill, it's Will Leslie. In lane number 5, also from Box Hill, it's Rowan Martin Ritchie. In lane number 7, from Knox, it's Jet Keeley. In lane number 8, from Essendon, it's Vobama Gunalan. In lane number 9, it is Edward Borham. In lane number 12, it is Robbie Petrie. And in lane number 13, it is John Michael Kuswanto. These are all your competitors here in the men's under 16 1 mile race.
on your mark.
So expect a little bit more carnage here early in this men's under 16 1 mile. A few more bodies on the line. Certainly wasting no time to string themselves out and find a position. It's Jet Keeley in those Knox blue colours, who's going to take up the running and drag a group of 3 behind him there. An early fracture in the pack, spot at 10 metres. Have to try their best to try and reattach themselves onto this one. But this group of 4 out in front will just start to slow the pace back just ever so slightly once the adrenaline wears off just a little bit. Opening 200, 32.33 seconds. So not messing about here this evening at Doncaster, as it's Jet Keeley who's just going to string them out and really test the legs of those behind him here early and want to find himself in a comfortable position. Box Hill not too far behind him there. We'll get a good read on that. It could be Rowan Martin Ritchie. We'll check the bib numbers or the hip numbers as they make their way through. Old Zavarian's touched on the back there. It's Jensen Scarf. As this opening group of 4 now looks very smooth and they're running early. So it'll be Jet Keeley. He's followed closely there by Will Leslie. Moving around the shoulder is going to be Petrie. Behind him there is Scarf. A little bit further on the inside is Sanjurai. And on a little bit further back from that is Gunalan as the rest of the field makes their way through. Jet Keeley, as I mentioned, we saw a gun-to-tape performance in the women's under 16, a variety of different ages, a variety of different athletes out there as well. So whoever crosses the line first doesn't necessarily mean they'll be the winner. It'll be up to all of our officials here at the finish line to determine that. But out in front, he can still crash the tape first. It's Jet Keeley. Will Leslie behind him there. Still in third is Robbie Petrie. And our Old Zavarians athlete in Jensen Scarf, maybe just feeling the pinch a little bit of this fast pace early in this men's under 16 mile as the rest of the field makes their way up the back straight. So 100 metres separates the top to the tail, and out in front at top at the moment, it's still Jet Keeley of Knox. Will Leslie, his closest competitor of Box Hill, sitting in second. Petrie in third, a little bit further back from that. And this pack of 3 will try their best to get on the back of Jensen Scarf in those old Zavarian colours. Out in front now, though, and determined, it's Jet Keeley. Just starts to swing the arms, the pendulum motion to push him forward. Will Leslie there in second. Hasn't really dropped off all that much there. Has our Box Hill competitor, Robbie Petrie, in third. 2:26 on the clock there. Still Scarf sitting there behind. It's Gunalan who's going to lead out Sinajirai. And also from Doncaster, it's Edward Borum, who's just on the back of all of that. So the action out in front. Closely following here, you'll see on your screen for those at home, it's Jet Keeley leading out Leslie. The rest of the field makes their way through now the start-finish line. And he'll come around 600 metres to go. Our Knox competitor, Will Leslie, a little bit of distance, forging back to him now. Further back is Petrie. And this group has done well. In fact, it's Gunalan who's done well to get right on the shoulder of Scarf. He'll have to try and return serve here the best he can and keep that inside rail, but Gunalan more than happy to move right on past him here. So the camera goes off the track and they make their way down this home straight in the beautiful blue of Knox. It must be said, it is Jet Keeley still leading out Will Leslie of Box Hill. But Jet Keeley, he's been spotted quite a bit of distance here. And he's going to come down and hear the sound of the bell on the men's under 16 1 mile. 3:33 it is on the clock there. Keeley leading it out here from Leslie, still in third and looking strong is Robbie Petrie. Gunalan of Essendon has gone right around Scarf now, and this group of 2 behind him, it's going to be Sanjurai and also Edward Borum. And they might be able to get right on the shoulder of our Old Zavarians competitor as well. 3:49, you heard at the bell there. It's Gunalan who's going to hear at about 3:56. But up the back straight, no doubt about it at all whatsoever. It's Jet Keeley. It's still Will Leslie there in second. These 2 have not changed, only the distance between them. Back there, Petrie, Gunalan as well. Scarf, also Sanjurai and Borum. As we start to see, it is going to be Martin Ritchie who comes through and Kuswanto as well. And through the finish line now is Ewanson. But out in front, he's been doing it all evening long here. It is going to be Jet Keeley. He takes a look on the inside shoulder. A little bit of wasted energy for our man from Knox, because he was going to be the undisputed champion and he will not be challenged. He will not be touched here in the men's under 16 1 mile race. He's going to come down and crash the tape. 4:42, 4:43 for the man from Knox. A great race there from Jet Keeley. It's Will Leslie as well of Box Hill. Brave Racing in second out on his own. 4:50.51 it is. Charging down the home straight here, it's going to be Robbie Petrie. Gets the arms moving, and he'll go just over that 5-minute marker. So good racing here. As we said, a lot of mixed ages in and amongst this under-16 event. He made a move in the middle part of this race here. Our man from Essendon, it's Gunalan. He's going to come down just under 5:20, in fact, under 5:15. Brave racing here. A big move from Edward Borum. He's got over the top of both of them, the man from Doncaster. So 5:21, 5:22, you'll call it. Sinajirai and Scarf. He made the move early, and he's come home quite bravely there as well, it must be said. It's going to be Kuswanto now who comes over the top of Martin Ritchie. It's 5:35 on the clock there. And our final competitor rounding it out here is going to be Jono Ewanson of the Dunedin Runners. He's got the singlet on. You would have heard that name a little bit earlier. Doncaster Osteo donated vouchers for this event. And it's Jono Ewanson in the Dunedin red. He'll come and finish it out just under the 6 minutes for the mile. And that's how it'll be here in the men's under-16 1-mile race.
So just watch for it, because at some points it's not easy to be on the front of everybody, because they stretch out. When you're coming through, you don't mind me up, are you? Front of the women's race on and broadcast that.
Trying to get,
and then we'll come back to the men's when it's
epic. I'll keep an eye out for you, and I'll take a note of the big numbers as they come past so I can get the name.
So there's only, as far as, there might be other women, is there other women in the event aside from those three?
You've got Marina,
Scarf, she's master.
Sue,
She's master.
Megan, and I think that's it. Just looking at names.
Right, there's only 3 women in it, they're the 3 masters.
Yeah.
That's age grade and 2.
Yep. Alright, epic.
When do you want to do the mile?
Whenever you want. I guess kind of working in with these guys, because if they're
Well, let's do it
marshalling.
No one's there, so I'll have to do it.
So for our women's under-16 mile, can we get Sophie R. Bateman, Emily Wetzels and Grace Baldock down here to the start-finish line for a presentation. That was from our under-16 event. It's Sophie R. Bateman, Emily Wetzels and Grace Baldock. Before we get underway here in the mixed D mile, we'll get these 3 down here to Nathan and we'll do a presentation. No, you can present it. Yeah, I'll read it now. Yeah, so second red, and then winner, and then third. Commonwealth Games, how about it? Okay, down here at the start finish line, we have our women's under-16 mile first, second, and third. In third place, representing Doncaster with a time of 5:51.07, it is Grace Baldock. In second place, unattached with a time of 5:51.06, it's Emily Wetzels. And your winner for the under-16 event, representing nobody, unattached as well with a time of 5:32.83, it's Sophie R. Bateman. Congratulations to our 3 medalists here in the women's under-16 mile race. And a big thank you to Runners Paradise. See the van up the back there as well for the $50 voucher for our winner here in the women's under-16 event. Just let me know when you want to squeeze another one in. We'll do this.
Yeah, men's won't be up yet.
So on the track now, a full field of 13. It is our D-mile race, which is also a mixed event. So you will see men and women spread out across this full lap event. 1,609 metres is what they're going to be prescribed out here this evening. Out of lane number 1, or hip number 1, I should say, Olds of Variance, it's Ashton Scarf. With hip number 2, it is Rob Petrie. With hip number 3 from Olds of Variance, it's Marina Scarf. With hip number 4 from Richmond, it's Austin Mates. From Doncaster, with hip number 5, it's Sue Kilmartin. With hip number 6, it is Bernie McLaughlin. With hip number 7 from Doncaster, it's John Curry. With hip number 8, it's Justin McFarlane. With hip number 9 from Essendon, it's Maggie Armstrong. With hip number 10 from Olds of Variance, it's Cameron Scarf. With hip number 11 from Doncaster, it's Jason Merritt. With number 12 from Box Hill, it's Taj Fox. And rounding it out with hip number 13, it is Doug Sanderford. These are all your competitors here in the mixed D-mile race this evening.
On your mark.
So we're away cleanly here in the mixed mile event, and getting out there to a very early start will be Ashton Scarf. So plenty of scarfs out here this evening. The Olds of Variance, they've just sent a family down to the mixed D mile and said, oh, you guys figure it out on the track if you can't figure it out at home. So it'll be Ashton the son, I believe, who will take it out the earliest. Let the rest of them pick up the stagger up the back straight. Very well spread out here in the early stages of this D1 mile race. 3 female competitors out here as well, mixed in and amongst the men. A variety of different ages, obviously. No under 16s, no nothing like that. It is just anybody who wants to get out here in the mixed D1 mile. Out in front, it's still Ashton Scarf of the Olds of Variance. He'll be challenged here, though, on his back shoulder. We'll get a look at the hip number as he makes his way on through. I think it may be Justin McFarlane. Could be incorrect there, so bear with me for a moment. No disputing, it's Ashton Scarf out in front. It is Justin McFarlane there in second. Spots him a little bit of room, but did well to pick up on that early race pace. It's 69.70 seconds, so wasting no time out there. It's Rob Petrie sitting in third. A little bit further behind from Doncaster, it's John Curry. Sitting there on the shoulder is Taj Fox. One more inside is Jason Merritt. A little bit further back will be Bernie McLaughlin. On the outside shoulder, Doug Sanderford. As we have our first female competitor as well, making her way through, it is Sue Kilmartin from Doncaster. Austin Mates behind him there. Cameron Scarf, who is the second Scarf to come through this start-finish line as well. A little bit further back, Maggie Armstrong, not too far behind. And on our back straight, it is going to be Ashton Scarf leading it. And coming down to the start-finish line here is Marina Scarf. So don't get confused by the trio of Scarfs. I'll do my best to get them all. But Ashton it is who's leading it out at the moment. And behind him there, not a lot of movement, is Justin McFarlane. And this 1, 2, 3 punch should probably stay the same, you'd think, through the next lap as well. Rob Petrie in third. A little bit further back it was from Box Hill, Taj Fox. The 2 Doncaster men just going to work together, I think, to maybe try and get on the shoulder of Fox if possible. It's Curry who's leading out his compatriot there. So out in front, it's Ashton Scarf. He'll come through for 800 metres, near on halfway through this men's mile, or the mixed mile, I should say. It's Justin McFarlane. A little bit further back from there, a little check on the inside shoulder there from Scarf to see the distance to McFarlane. It's Petrie in third still. A little bit further back, Taj Fox of Box Hill in no man's land at the moment. So going to have to do this race very much on his own as it stands. So he'll come through the start-finish line here, the 2 of Doncaster. Well, they're going to work well together. Trying to get a little bit away from him there is Jason Merritt. It's John Curry, who's just tucked behind there, though. So back straight, you'll see on the camera, on the cart rolling through, it is going to be Ashton Scarf. A little bit further back, but creeping up is Justin McFarlane, so certainly not done with yet. Start-finish line action brings through McLaughlin. On his back shoulder is Sanderford, so he's picked up a little bit of distance here. The two Doncaster men, as they make their way down, our female leader, it's Sue Kilmartin from Doncaster, looking strong. Austin Mates behind him there. The second of our three scarfs, a little bit further back there at the moment. Looking comfortable, though, is Cameron. So Cameron scarf it is, the double thumbs up. One of my favourite celebrations. Double Cobra is my favourite, Cameron. But I mean, there it is. The double Cobras from Cameron. Coming through this home straight now, as well as Maggie Armstrong. Ashton Scarf. He's still leading it out here. He's going to hear the sound of the bell. So the head gets the wobble just a little bit. Maybe Justin behind him here, and McFarlane can sense a little bit of something. So 400 metres to go. 3:53 it is. Coming down here with 800 metres to go is Marina Scarf, and moving through with 400 metres to go is Rob Petrie. So the 1, 2, 3 hasn't moved at all. Marina Scarf now comes down with 800. Taj Gibson will get it here for the bell. And a little bit further back, he's blown it wide open here as Jason Merritt. Curry still about 20 metres behind him there. Back straight action has the leader. It's Ashton Scarf. He's now started to gap our second place getter there at the moment in Justin McFarlane, and not too far away and charging in those pink or purple, whatever colour you want to call them. They're magnificent shorts, is Rob Petrie. So coming down here now, they're going to hear the sound of the bell is Jason Merritt. It's Curry there who's down into this start-finish line for the second last time. The last time will be at the end of the race. Our two other Doncaster competitors down here into the home straight, as I mentioned, for the second last time. So out in front, it's Ashton Scarf, but moving around really quickly with a sense of urgency is Rob Petrie. So Petrie putting his head down and letting the arms pump away. I think Scarf's done enough. He'll come right up on the shoulder of our leader here for the women in Sue Kilmartin. And Scarf, he'll put his head down. He'll pump his arms. He went out hard at the gun, and he's going to come through and take it out into lane number 3 when you finish. 5:10, 5:12 for the winner here. A great race there from Ashton Scarf. Rob Petrie came flying home. Sue Kilmartin as well, our female leader. She has less than 400 metres to go. Austin Mates it is. Brave here for third. Justin McFarlane. He was very, very good early. Cameron Scarf as well now. We'll hear the bell with 400. Taj Gibson it is, who will come down and finish off his race. Just under the 5:40 marker, I should say. And Maggie Armstrong looking very strong with 400 metres to go. The man from Doncaster, what a charging effort over the back half of this race. Jason Merritt put his head down and put his foot on the gas, ripped the brake out of the car, wasn't interested. Just went straight down to the finish line, under 6 minutes. 5:56 it is. And coming down now for the sound of the bell will be Marina Scarf. Up the back straight on your screen, you can see it's Sue Kilmartin of Doncaster. She has 200 metres to go left here in this mile event. So Sue Kilmartin, she's led it from the start. She'll take it to the tape. Finishing off now is Curry at 6:14. So great racing there from Curry, as we have two more of our Doncaster competitors coming down. Sue Kilmartin still leading. She'll go off the screen now from the back of the cart, and she'll come into the home straight. Finishing it off here is Sanderford. Doug Sanderford, that is, just over 6:30. Call it 6:33 unofficially. It's Bernie McLaughlin who will come down and finish off his mile. But leading out the women here, it is Sue Kilmartin of Doncaster. She'll move out into lane number 3 and finish off her mile event here this evening. Sue Kilmartin, she led it from the gun. She left absolutely nothing to chance out there this evening, and she'll come down to be the first woman across the line just over 7 minutes. Call it 7:01, 7:02. Great racing here. It's also going to be Cameron Scarf who finishes it off. 7:07 on the clock. Austin Mates of the Richmond Harriers, he'll round out his mile event as well. Our second of the women coming into the home straight now. It's Maggie Armstrong. Was really strong through the middle stages of this mile. Very easy to switch off, but had none of that. Just said, I'll put my head down and keep on charging. So our competitor here from Essendon, it is going to be Maggie Armstrong. She'll be the second woman to finish. She'll go under the 8-minute marker as well. Maybe just on the 7:45. We're at 41, 42, 43, 44. Call it 7:44 unofficially. Can't say it officially here. And our final competitor here to round it out, Marina Scarf, the third of the Scarf family. She'll finish off her mile this evening. Beautiful temperatures, beautiful night, beautiful weather, and beautiful racing on the calendar this evening. 8:01, 8:02, just over there. Our final competitor in the D Mile race. And here, if you're not far away, so Robbie Petrie, Will Leslie, and Jet Keeley. If you're around, we'll try and squeeze in your presentation now. You want to slot one in, Rocket?
Should. I don't want to be around for that. Yeah, that's why I was saying that. Make sure they're all out. Yeah, I done. No stressing. I'll let you know. Lads, go down there. And we'll do the presentation for you now. 5? Dustin? That'd be alright. I'll call that.
You know the order, lads?
Okay, thanks, mate. Do you got it? No, you don't have it yet.
Thank you. So, Jet, you're behind the top block. Will, you're on the other side. And Bobby, you're just here. All right, before we get underway with more mile racing, we'll recognise 3 of the best. In fact, the 3 best for the men's under 16 mile race. In third place, with a time of 5:05.70, it's Robbie Petrie. In second place, representing Box Hill with a time of 4:51.19, it's Will Leslie. And your winner for the men's under 16 mile race here out of Knox with a time of 4:42.94, it's Jet Keeley. Congratulations to our 3 medalists here for the men's under 16 mile race. A big thank you to Runners Paradise for the $50 voucher here for the winner as well. You'll see their van up the top of the home straight there. Congratulations to our men's under 16 medalist.
Did you graduate?
Oh, mate, I've got my 10 years.
Even that's mind-boggling to me.
So in the next one. Okay.
All right, I'll write it down. Yeah, good to call. So on the track now, it is our men's C 1 mile race, 1,609 metres. You'll get sick of me saying that, but you'd be amazed how many people don't know how far the mile is. 1,609 metres ahead of these gentlemen here, all 14 on the line. With hip number 1 from Melbourne University, it's Paris Gazdon. With hip number 2 representing Diamond Valley, it's Rodri Whelan. With hip number 3 unattached, it's Sam Fielding. With hip number 4, also unattached, it's Declan McKenzie. With hip number 6 from St Kevin's, it's Dino Imbriano. Hip number 7 from Diamond Valley, it's Cameron Ellis. Hip number 8 from Mentone, it's Corey Lawson. With hip number 9, it's Daniel Patience. With hip number 10 from Knox, it's Alistair O'Brien. With hip number 11 from Box Hill, it's Zachary Norton. With hip number 12 from Richmond, it's Elliot Wilcox. With hip number 13, it is Jack Ewison. And with hip number 14, rounding it out from Melbourne University, it's Jonathan Mansau. These are all your competitors here in the men's C 1 mile race.
On your mark. Feet off the line, please. Stand up, stand up. On your mark.
So feet are off the line now. Second time of asking. We're away and racing the men's C 1 mile event. We'll let them settle themselves in. I can say that's Ewanson sitting there in second, right behind the tail of Diamond Valley competitor. And I believe that might be Rodri Whelan leading it out there. So you'll get a really good look on your screen for those watching at home up this back straight. It's a bit of a Diamond Valley sandwich at the moment. It's Ewanson who's tucked in the middle of it all. The rest of this pack will just find their feet early in this men's C 1 mile event. A little bit of pushing and shoving, want to spot each other, a little bit of room in this back pack. So out in front, uninhibited at the moment, it is Diamond Valley, Box Hill, Diamond Valley, back to unattached. And we'll get their hip numbers as they make their way through. So wasting no time, it must be said, 48, 49 seconds through the opening 300 metres. So a decent clip here for our early race leaders. And it's Ewison who's going to sit on the shoulder there. And now just move right on around. So it is Rodri Whelan now in second. Our fellow competitor there is Cameron Ellis of Diamond Valley. A little bit further back is going to be Mackenzie. Now leading out this next pack is Patience. He's got a big group behind him there. Fielding making his way through now on his shoulder is also going to be Mansau, but out in front it is Box Hill, Diamond Valley, Diamond Valley. It's going to go the way of Ewanson, Whelan. Further back is Ellis. And when I say further back, only a matter of metres. Couldn't put a piece of paper between these early race leaders. A little bit further back, our unattached athletes spotted 20 metres. And furthermore, to the rest of this field in the men's C 1 mile event. So 80, 90 metres is what separates the top to the tail. Jack Ewanson of Box Hill moved around here on this home straight. He'll probably greet it first as well. The fastest out of the gun was Rodri Whelan. He now finds himself in the most comfortable position of the three. No thinking, no work. He can just sit right on the shoulder of Jack Ewanson if he chooses to do so. Cameron Ellis it is in third. So Diamond Valley will peel off one another or work off one another, however you want to describe it. And Ewanson, well, he's the guinea pig, you would call it, out in front at the moment. Making up a lot of room behind them there as well is Declan McKenzie. And he might just find himself on the back of this early race trio. So these three out in front. Mackenzie's done well to bridge back the gap. He's been able to separate in a long, long way behind him there. It's going to be Paris Gadsden, who now goes out in front. He's going to lead a group of three behind him there. The rest of the field now strung out nicely. But out in front at the moment, it was a pack of three. It's now become a pack of four. Really good racing there from Declan McKenzie. He's been able to bridge it back. How much room or how much energy he's used, well, it's unknown at the moment. Out the back of this group of three, though, they're trying to break that imaginary elastic band if they can. Ewanson still out in front. Second place is still Rodri Whelan. And this group, it's now Mackenzie. He's not happy being on the back of this. He's not happy being third. He wants to be in second. So you can spot a little bit of something here out in front with Ewanson. He came from about 25 metres back. And he wasn't even on this a lap ago, so he's done very well to put himself in a threatening position in and amongst this group of four. Who can hang the toughest over this next 200 metres? That will be how this race is dictated. It's Ewanson on the inside, happy to go out and slap the crowd here if they can to get around him. It is going to be Diamond Valley now who just moves around. So this final bell lap will be very, very fast indeed. Oh, he's bided his time beautifully. He's been playing cat and mouse as Cameron Ellis. And now he'll separate himself by 5 metres. So 3:37 it is. Mackenzie back to Ewanson. Further back is going to be Whelan. The rest of this pack now starting to make their way through. It's Norton who's bided his time in the middle of this pack too. He goes around the shoulder of O'Brien. But out in front, there's no doubt about it at all. It's Mackenzie who's in second place there. But out in front, doing it all on his own, is Cameron Ellis. So you'll see him on your screen here. You probably didn't notice him for part of it because he was sitting in that third position. But Cameron Ellis, well, he's turned what was a 2 metre deficit into a 25-metre lead with 200 metres to go. So 4:09 it is that strikes the clock. He'll go well and truly under the 5-minute marker, just determinant of how far under he goes. Ellis out in front there, now sitting in second. He's done really well. Declan McKenzie, Ewanson not done with yet on his shoulder. Further back is Whelan, who was our early race leader. But out in front, he bided his time perfectly. Did our man and our leader and Cameron Ellis. He'll move out to lane number 3 to finish off this race, as will the rest of this field. But Cameron Ellis, take a bow. That is how you run a mile to start off your season. 4:44 it is on the clock. Ewanson has done well to find another gear. He'll go just under 4:50 unofficially. Declan McKenzie, he was phenomenal over the back end of this racing as well. Rodri Whelan was brave. He wanted to take it out fast, and he did. 58.59. He'll just miss here unofficially. Norton, great racing from O'Brien as well. Further back, Patience. As we see the rest of this field make their way through. Elliot Wilcox it is. Sam Fieldings now comes on the outside here, our unattached athlete. That's on the shoulder of Gadsden. It's also Mansauer who finishes it off. Corey Lawson too. And our final competitor to come through here is Imbriano. But great racing here in our men's C 1 mile event.
No, there isn't.
Sorry, my bad. That's all right. No lanes, remember guys, come down shoulder to shoulder. Did you get that under 15 here? Obviously, when I call you up, just make sure your feet are off the line. We'll have the cones out, so we'll just finish in lane 3. Okay?
Next event on the track here this evening is our men's B 1 mile event.
With hip number 1, it is Adam Schlicht. With hip number 2 from Box Hill, it is Joshua Carlin. With hip number 3 from Bendigo University, it's Cade Hutchinson. With hip number 7 from Box Hill, it's Samuel Rattray. With hip number 8, also from Box Hill, it's Nathaniel Wecker. With hip number 9 from Doncaster, it's Nick Finch. With hit number 10 from Nuttawading, it's Alan Vernal. With hit number 11 from Doncaster, it's Matthew Christie. With hit number 12, also from Doncaster, it's Camille Hegazi. With hip number 13 from Old Scotch, it's Lachlan Stewart. With hip number 14 from Box Hill, it's Will Carson. And rounding it out with hip number 15 from Doncaster, it's Eamon Wright. These are all your competitors here in the men's B 1 mile race.
On your mark.
So away cleanly now, try and find a position the best they can. Some like to take their time, some want to get up there immediately. And it might be Eamon Wright who gets out there in front first. So Vernal tucked on his outside shoulder. A man from Bendigo not too far away either. That'll be Cade Hutchinson. Hard to tell sometimes between this Doncaster singlet and that of the Bendigo one from a distance, but that is Hutchinson sitting on the shoulder there of Wright. Alan Vernal now has been tapped on the shoulder and said, you take this one out and figure it out. So Vernal, been around the scene for a while. He'll lead it out. He knows exactly what he's doing. It'll be 35, 36. So he's taking it out at a pretty good clip, but maybe a little bit more responsible than what we've seen in these early races. So this whole group is going to stay together. This is the closest we've seen them through the opening lap. And it's 300 metres into it. It's Vernal. It's only 10 metres from front to back. And out the back of it at the moment, and when I say out the back, he's right in and amongst it, is Lockie Stewart from Old Scotch. So this group is in no rush to be able to do something outrageous. They're going to work their way into it. It's going to be Eamon Wright on the outside shoulder of Vermin. Wecker not far away either. A little bit further back is Hegazi. Rattray now as well. The men of Box Hill trying to get moving in enemy territory, but it is going to be Doncaster who's leading it out there. Eamon Wright back now to Vernal. Wecker on the inside. As the rest of them, Rattray in the Deneen Runners singlet and the fluorescent green shorts, it should be said, has made his move from the middle of the pack. A little bit further back there is Cade Hutchinson. And he'll just find himself in the middle of this bigger contingent. Out in front, though, it is still Eamon Wright. Alan Vernal now. These two doing battle for the lead. Vernal on the outside shoulder. A new race leader enters now, though, from Doncaster. And maybe Nick Finch, but we'll get a better look at him as he makes his way around. Plenty of yellow colours out here. The home track advantage. So this pack still hasn't moved even remotely. It's still 10 metres from front to back. I can tell you it's Vernal on the outside. It's also Rattray not too far away from there either. And it could be, get a best look at it here. So out in front now, it's Camille Hegazi. He's going to lead it out. Eamon not too far away from him either. It's still going to be Vernal on the outside. Rattray, Wecker. Moving out from Box Hill is Josh Carlin. Well, he's been a sleeping giant here at the moment. Josh Carlin, he'll try and assert himself into this race. They'll approach 600 metres when they get to the top of this back straight, and that's where this race really starts to heat up. So you'll see them now put the foot on the accelerator just a little bit. It's going to be Hegazi who wants to try and stretch it out. This is the furthest we've seen this pack yet this evening. It's Hegazi leading it out from Vernal. Rattray on the outside shoulder there, right on the inside. Here comes Josh Carlin now. Wecker a little bit further back from that. 600 metres to go. 3 minutes on the clock. So you'll see it at home here, right up in front of you. It's Hegazi, Vernal. Here comes Carlin. Wecker not far away either. So this group now might start to get moving. It does. It's going to have to be our man from Bendigo and Cade Hutchinson to bring the back end of this pack up with him, as it's going to be 8 of them who are going to greet the bell, all within a chance to win this men's B mile. They're going to go 5 wide to get there. It's Sam Rattray who tries to go on the inside of the shoulder. It's right now Hegazi. It's also Vernal, Wecker, Carlin, Rattray in that order. 332, 333. Don't blink, you'll miss the move at this point. It's right out in front, Vernal, Rattray, Ray. I believe that's still Higazi, Carl and Uweka in that order at the moment. Uweka the only one to maybe break it up. It's Rat Ray in the fluorescent green shorts. Leading it out is also going to be Right. So it's Right and Rat Ray. They've really started to gap the rest of this field. Uweka now going to try and bring Carlin along with him. The two boys from Box Hill might try and get it bumping up the back straight. 200 metres to go now. It's Right who's going to pump the arms. Rat Ray's had his head down for 100 metres. I think he's just about out of legs here at the moment, but he'll go one more gear further. Don't keep out Wecker either in that third position. He's only got a matter of metres to make up. Out in front is Right. Rat Ray goes one more time. Uweka's going to go a little bit wider if he can. Rat Ray now. There's no rhyme or reason to the way he's running. He just wants to hit the line. Out to lane number 3 if he can. Sammy Rat Ray. He's going to take it out. Samuel Rat Ray's the winner. Uweka there on the outside shoulder. Right is going to go for third. Higazi fourth. Another one from Doncaster and Finch in fifth. Hutchinson not far away either. And what a performance that was in our men's B 1 mile event. Sam Rat Ray. He looked just about done with 300 metres to go. Found another gear and he'll take it out in the men's B mile.
No, it's all right. Didn't matter.
Lucky there was no lappings. Yeah.
They probably don't need to do it for the next two anyway.
Hey, Nate. Not yet.
Thank you, ladies.
Maybe I'll do it when they're
Number 1 down,
Yeah,
please.
this is the first. Yeah, you can say a couple of words. This is obviously the second one.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3 out to the highest one.
10 years. Yeah, 10 years.
Yep, 1, 2, shoulder to shoulder, no lanes in this, so you can move down. Who's 2? Where's 2? No 2. No 3. 4. 3. 5, 6, 7. There's no 8 and 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Where's 6? Yep, you got him. Yeah. So there's no 2 and 3 and no 8 and 9, so
I'll get on that. This is visual.
there's no 2, 3,
On the track now. Our women's A mile, the Tom Kelly Memorial Mile, in that it's memory of the great Tom Kelly. And this race is clearly named in his honour, the 10-year anniversary as well of the passing of Tom. You know, his legacy truly lives on within Doncaster Athletics Club. Obviously, the track is also named after him. He touched many lives in the athletics community, not just here at Doncaster. He was an absolute legend of the sport. He was heavily involved and invested in the development of young athletes, myself included as a junior athlete. Plenty of time with Tom Kelly, and it's been very generous of the Kelly family and friends to donate the prize money for this race this evening. So $1,000 to the winner, $500 to second, and $250 to third. A truly special member of this community and a very sorely missed member of this community as well. So big shout out to the Kelly family for the donation, and also the Doncaster Athletic Club and the Tom Kelly track and everything to do with that. So a beautiful gesture to a great man. So out on the field now, as I mentioned, it is the Tom Kelly Women's Mile. With hip number 1 out of Deakin, it's Poppy Nivarovich. With hip number 4 from Glen Huntley, it's Emma Wadley. With hip number 5 from Box Hill, it's Melissa Duncan. With hip number 6 from Doncaster, it's Connor Gist. With hip number 7 from South Coast, it's Laura Tomic. With hip number 10 from Essendon, it's Alison Rogers. With hip number 11 from Western Athletics, it's Lucy Cleveland. With hit number 12 from Melbourne University, it's Naomi Christensen. With hit number 13 from Mentone, it's Freya Brown. With hip number 14 from Box Hill, it's Izzy Cotham. And rounding it out here for the Tom Kelly Memorial Women's Mile, with hip number 15 from Diamond Valley, it's Ali Brooks. These are all your competitors here.
On your marks.
So we're underway here in the Tom Kelly Memorial Mile, the second running of it at the Tom Kelly Athletics track, as these women will sort themselves out rather early. A high-quality field here this evening. I won't anticipate too much separation from the front to the back, and they'll sort themselves up along this back straight. I believe it might be Connor Gist leading that one out on the inside. Box Hill on the outside shoulder, pack of 5. Melissa Duncan in the middle of all of that. And she will certainly know how to run the tactics of a mile. So Melissa Duncan it is. It's sitting in that third position with the Box Hill colours on. She'll be in and amongst a pack of 5. A small fracture in the middle of it back to 4, and a little bit further back to our Melbourne University athlete there. And that is Naomi Christensen. So through the first 200 metres, you'll see it on your screen here. A nice pack is formed, and formed rather early. So they're not going to mess about here. They're going to chase after a time, not just some money, here at the Tom Kelly Athletics track and the Tom Kelly Memorial Mile. And they'll make their way down this home straight for the first time. So Box Hill, Western Athletics. It's going to be Diamond Valley and Doncaster as well. We'll get all the names as they roll on by me here. Not wasting any time out in front at the moment is Izzy Cotham. Not far away either is also Lucy Cleveland. A little bit further on the inside, Connor Gist, as well as leading it there. Melissa Duncan in the third position. Slightly further back are the two behind, as this next pack makes their way through at 1:21 on the clock. So they're not really losing anybody up out in front at the moment. The only one maybe just on the back of it at the moment is Emma Wadley. And this group of, it is 5. So it was 6, down to 5. A little bit on the back end of this now is Ali Brooks. But this leading trio is certainly not one to be trifled with. Melissa Duncan sitting in 4th, a dangerous one to have on your outside shoulder. It's Izzy Cotham as well, leading it out from Box Hill. So the Doncaster athlete in and amongst it there is Connor Gist, who looks very comfortable looming on the outside shoulder. Put herself in a position where she doesn't have to do all too much if she doesn't want to. And now it becomes a pack of 4 down this home straight for the second time. This group of 4 is going to work really well together over the closing stages of this mile. The fastest women we'll see out here this evening, the Tom Kelly Memorial Mile at that. The second one, $1,000 up for grabs for the winner, $500 and $250 back to second and third. Melissa Duncan, maybe spurred on slightly by the prize money now, just moves right around and says, okay, let's make it a race. So Duncan it is, Cotham on the outside there, Cleveland on her shoulder. It's still Connor Gist there on the inside too. Ali Brooks now a little bit further back, moving well nicely, is also Emma Wadley. Now starting to go through the middle of this pack is Nivarovic as well. So Melissa Duncan's wasted no time here. She heard the prize money and said, yep, it's time to get it moving. It's 20 metres now back to this group of 3. They'll start to move. It's Cleveland now just on her outside shoulder. Doesn't want to spot an inch of it. So Melissa Duncan on your screen has gone from a mile out in this mile, obviously hypothetically, but she is wasting no time here. A very class athlete, multiple-time Australian representative, and she will now move around with 500 metres to go and didn't want to wait for a kick, just wanted to make sure it was all done and dusted early. So Melissa Duncan of Box Hill moving with a serious amount of pace coming into this home straight for the second last time. It's Connor Gist from Doncaster now who leads out this next group. $500, $250 on offer for this second group, but out in front with the $1,000 in hands at the moment, it's Melissa Duncan looking really strong at that as well. This pack of 3 is going to have to work very well together. 3:39 it is at the bell. Now moving around one more time is going to be Izzy Cotham just on the outside. Inside it's Cleveland. So these 3 will battle it out for second, third and fourth, but out in front it would take something massive to chase down Melissa Duncan at the moment. 300 metres to go. Ali Brooks comes through with the 15 on the hip of Diamond Valley, who was really good early here from Emma Wadley. She might have some company from Niverovic and also Rogers. But out on the back straight, out in front, it is all Melissa Duncan. 200 metres to go. 4:11 on the clock. This is going to be fast here this evening. It is going to be Cotham still sitting in second, just there in third. Moving around is Cleveland now. She's waited her time. She's bided it well, and she'll move into the second position. So Cleveland now, she's going to go in front of Cotham, just there in the fourth position. But out in front, she'll move on out to wherever she wants on the track here. Melissa Duncan, she will take out the second running of the Tom Kelly Memorial Mile, and she'll go home $1,000 richer here this afternoon. It's Melissa Duncan who will take it out, put the foot on it, and said, you're not going to get near it. 4:51 unofficially there on the clock for Melissa Duncan. Cleveland now comes through for second. A huge race out of Western A's, and it's the hometown hero, Gist, who takes it for third. Brave racing there as well goes the way of Izzy Cotham. And this big group of four had to work for it. But there's some money up for grabs, and some money goes into pockets now. Great racing here, Ali Brooks as well of Diamond Valley. She'll come down for fifth place. A really good performance over the back end from Niverovic as well. She just comes over the top there of Wadley. And that's 5:21, 22, 23. Give it there. Some great racing here as well from Alison Rogers. Really impressive. Now on her outside shoulder is Freya Brown. They'll go just over the 5:30 marker. Good racing from Tomic. She'll go just under 5:40. And one more on the field here for the women's Tom Kelly Memorial Mile. Melissa Duncan takes out the second running of it. And as we said, 1,000 into 500 into 250. Huge shout out to the Kelly family and friends for the donation of that, and a great way to honour what was truly a special man in the athletics community. Coming down now to finish it off here from Melbourne University is Naomi Christensen. And she will round out this women's mile event. And great racing as well. Go maybe just under that 6:15. Be right on it. In fact, she'll go under it here. So 13. It'll be 14 unofficially. And great racing for the Tom Kelly Women's Memorial Mile. I like it, good.
Do all the double threshold work. Hey, mate, you know, speed work. Yeah. So get out and do some speed work, mate, wouldn't you?
You'll fly. You'll fly, don't worry. Shan Quilty.
Hopefully covered it all well.
What do you need to tell me, Bob? What do you need? Anything? They need to come 2 and 11, and I was 11. We'll have to bring them down. 2 and 11. 2 and 11.
It's based on percentage, so do you want to read the percentage? It's on the...
Start the photo. No 2 and no 11 in this race. 4. Where's 4? 5, 6. 4's over there.
7. Tom Kelly Memorial Mile. This is the Shan Quilty Memorial Mile race for the men. And is named in honour of the late Shan Quilty. Unfortunately lost his long and courageous battle with cancer just a few months ago. Shan was a life member, a recent 40-plus athlete, Olympian, 3-time World Championship representative for Australia. He became a life member here in 1997. And his competitive road on a state, national and international level is truly remarkable. His career highlights include a silver medal in the marathon at the Com Games in 1994. And on a club level, he was a part of Doncaster's first A-grade cross-country premiership when the team was undefeated in 1993. So a great way to honour Shan Quilty, a legend not only of the Doncaster Athletics Club, but the athletics community as a whole. With hip number 1, outside of Box Hill, it's Lachlan Marasco. With hit number 3 from Casey Cardinia, it's Lucas Chris. With hit number 4 from Mentone, it's Dijon Gabrisalesi. With hit number 5, it is Adam Pike. With hip number 6 from Doncaster, it's Luca Scholes-Robertson. With hip number 7 from Box Hill, it's Isaac Mex. With hip number 8, also from Box Hill, it's James Taranto. With hip number 9 from Knox, it's Daniel Malone. With hip number 10 from Glen Huntley, it's Caleb Laker. With hip number 12 from Box Hill, it's Nathan Tiemans. With hip number 13 from the Old Zavarians, it's Riley Bryce. With hip number 14 from Knox, it's Bradley Hall. And rounding it out here with hip number 15 from Doncaster, it's Johnny Portwood. These are all your competitors here in the men's mile Shan Quilty Memorial.
On your marks.
So a clean start here in the men's mile. They'll go out with a serious amount of pace. Heard nearly 2 minutes is on the clock here for some of these competitors, so they're going to waste no time at all. From Knox now moving around, it's going to be Bradley Hall. He's got the Eastern Track Club singlet across his chest as the rest of the field now makes their way through. Caleb Laker of Glen Huntley, more than happy to take up the running. Riley Bryce not too far away either. Chris not far away in the middle of this pack as well. So they won't spot each other too much room. Caleb Laker more than happy to take it out. 31-32 on the clock as they go through the opening 200 metres. Moving back a little bit now is going to be Bradley Hall, so they'll spot the man from Glen Huntley. A little bit of distance if he wants it, he'll get it. It goes back about 3 metres now. Rest of the field nicely strung out. Got a little bit of space if they want it. On the outside shoulder is the furthest they'll be at the moment. So Caleb Laker of Glen Huntley, he'll lead it out. A little bit further back on the inside rail there is going to be Hall, pushed all the way out to lane number 4 as Gabrisalesi doesn't want to spot any distance. It's Lucas Chris from Casey Cardinia, Riley Bryce, Adam Pike, Gabrisalesi. A little bit further back is Tiemans. They'll go through in about 66, 67. So wasting no time here in the men's open mile. Caleb Laker out in front, Chris behind him there. So too it's going to be Baker, Gabrisalesi, also Riley Bryce, Adam Pike, Tiemans it is. So in that order, it might change up this back straight just a little bit. In front of your screen though, it is Caleb Laker with the sunnies on at night time. You know he means business when that comes about. It's going to be Gabrisalesi now, goes around the shoulder. He's done waiting. He wants to assert himself into this race. It's Chris not too far away there either. Bryce in the middle of it all. He put in a good performance over the 3K a matter of weeks ago. He might try and just shift it down into the mile if he can. Leading it out here is going to be Dijon Gabrisalesi though. He comes out of Mentone. He's going to move on past Chris. Hall now getting back onto the shoulder here. It's going to be Box Hill. I think it might go the way even of James Taranto, who's going to try and pick up the shoulder of Chris. So Gabrisalesi's gone from a little way out. He's certainly got the capacity in his legs to be able to do it. Who wants to roll with him? Chris there, Taranto, Bryce, Hall, Pike, Laker a little bit further back. 2:12 on the clock it is in this men's open mile, the Shan Quilty Memorial Mile that is. All thanks to Cornwell's Mitre 10 as well, a major sponsor here this evening of the Shan Quilty Mile. Out in front is Gabrisalesi though. It's Chris still sitting in second. Bryce now just slowly but surely working his way up. It's also Adam Pike. Hall a little bit further back. Taranto. And now Doncaster wants to get in and amongst it. It's Scholes-Robertson. So Scholes-Robertson gets on the shoulder of Taranto. A little bit work to do up the back straight to put himself in a winning position. Adam Pike and Riley Bryce it is who are going to go stalking after Gabrisalesi. He's only got a matter of metres. Chris now dropped back, but with rhyme and reason doesn't want to think until this next back straight. You would think about that. Bradley Hall a little bit further back from that. Scholes-Roberts still on the back of this whole group, but at the moment they're all hinging on the fact that maybe, just maybe, they can bring back Gabrisalesi. Adam Pike has a ferocious kick over the final 300 metres if he's got the juice in it. Gabrisalesi with 3:15 on the clock. Riley Bryce there not too far away. Pike, Chris, Hall, Rose Scully is there right behind him too. A little bit of a gap back there to Two Taranto. Teeman's behind him as well. Portwood on the back of it all. Laker gone through now as the rest of the field makes their way through. 300 metres to go. Riley Bryce, he bided his time. He sat in the pack, and the only man who's going to roll with him is Adam Pike. Bryson Pike, the two favourites, have now found themselves in a 1-2 punch with 200 metres to go. Riley Bryce out in front. Pike there in second. 3:46 on the clock. A devastating kick on the hands of Adam Pike if he can get there, but Riley Bryce just trying to pry it out of his hands with 100 metres to go. Here he comes now, wind him up. Riley Bryce on the inside. Pike's going to have to go wide. A nervous check on the shoulder. It's going to be Pike who starts to come up to Bryce. Bryce and Pike. Pike on the shoulder. Bryce did enough, done enough, is enough. 4:14 for the win. Riley Bryce back to Pike. A big performance here from Hall. He'll get up for some prize money. Just edges out his Doncaster competitor, Chris Gebrselassie, Teemans, Portwood, also Taranto. A little bit further back, Marasco. But what a performance out in front. Daniel Malone as well, a big race from him. 4:34, the clap over the line. Laker made the pace early. And we'll round it out here with Isaac Mex, who will finish it off. But Riley Bryce, he goes home $1,000 richer. He takes it out here. Back to Adam Pike and Bradley Hall in that order, the 1, 2, 3. And a great race in the Shan Quilty Memorial Mile.
I thought he left it too late there. I thought Pikey was going to roll up on there. Well done, big fella.
Great work, bro. Well done, well done.
Well done, Brad. Good race, you did. Good prize, mate.
You got that right? Well done. Good job.
I thought you had it. Well done, big fella.
Great work. Well done.
I saw the wheels spinning. I thought.
So we've got a couple of presentations. What a race that was, ladies and
Gentlemen, fantastic effort there in the mile for men. So can I call upon the men's Masters Mile? So can we please get Corey Lawson, Daniel Patience and Rob Petrie down here for the presentation? And also the women's Masters Mile. Can we get Marina Scarf, Maggie Armstrong and Sue Kilmartin down for presentations, please?
Got one shot, one body.
Way to see you racing out there. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
I'll stack these up for you, what do you want me to take that one too? So did you get the take off the there? So we know the take off the last lotto? Yeah, it's always good to know.
thought about it, but then you started getting on that fucking
Yeah, he was moving, dude. I thought like.
I know he does. I'm like, it's not with me like he wants you to go. Like,
Yeah, no, it's like he's like that's his MO.
yeah, well, no, that's fine.
Yeah, the amount of time that like
Could have been someone.
he's mowed me down that many times. That's okay. Thanks for having me. Beautiful to be down at Doncaster. No, thank you. Well, I was I'm trying to look at it real quick. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. There is multiple scarves coming across this finish line. I was like, shit, I better get the right name. I knew Cameron, I could figure that one out on the fly, but I was like, okay, well, these two could be interesting. But, no, it's first jump you on next one. No, thank you so much. Ladies, we're going to do the head on the left hand side. The red one?
Because you're actually it's probably not jacket.
Abby. About 10 years, got another clue.
There was a Port Gavin race.
Your coach.
I'm coping with that now.
What have we got? The meeting?
Caldwell, Club of Doncaster. She's headed down here today. She's obviously been in stellar form in recent times. Third in the Commonwealth Games, and she's down here to do the presentation. So, round of applause for Abby Caldwell.
But I'll be on the track.
Where'd that other guy go?
Yeah, you're up. Yeah, you're up. Yeah, third's on the right, isn't it?
So this is based on the age grade percentage. So in all the mile races this evening, we've come up with the 3 place skaters. So without further ado, we've got Corey Lawson in 3rd place. Well done. In 2nd place, we've got Daniel Patience. And bringing it home for the men's masters is Rob Petrie. Congratulations to the men's masters mile.
To get a shot of the presentation. When he's coming, he's moved it right in front, and then of course all the photographers have come right in front.
We'll put it further in front. All right, we've got the women's. Up he comes through. Marina? Yes. It's on there on the left hand side. Well done. So Rayner on the left, Sue you're in the middle, and Maggie's on the right. So here we are, we've got the women's masters mile. So again, worked through the age grade percentage from all the heats this evening. So without further ado, in 3rd place from Old Zavarians, Marina Scarf. In 2nd place from Essendon, Maggie Armstrong. And in 1st place from Doncaster on her home track, Sue Kilmartin. Congratulations to the Women's Masters Mile, and thank you, Abby, for presenting. Final Runners Paradise voucher, and that's going to you, Sue, $50. So congratulations, Sue, and thanks again, Daniel, for coming down in the truck and the van. Thank you, Daniel.
for Connor, Lucy and Melissa. And in the men we've got Bradley, Adam and Riley, if you can make your way down to the end of the front straight, please.
That does ambient, like just, yeah. So who knows, you're probably getting recorded.
Can we please get the winners, the place getters, sorry, for the female elite mile over to the presentation, please? And the men's, thank you. So that's Connor, Lucy and Melissa. I think Liz is doing a warm down, so we might need to pinch her in just a tick. And then Riley, Adam and Bradley for the men. You could come on over.
I'm actually so surprised you came. That would have been out of sheer reluctance.
Also, could I also get Izzy Cotham in the women's mile to come down as well, thank you. And in the men's, Lucas. Lucas, if you can come down to the end of the front straight, thanks.
We've got the elite women's mile now presentation, the Memorial Tom Kelly, and I'd like to welcome Siobhan, we've got Jenny and we've got Maddie here, friends of the Kelly family, to present the awards today. And again, thank you for supporting tonight's race. Very well done. So in fourth, without further ado, from Box Hill is Izzy Cotham. And this again is a voucher from Doncaster Osteo, so thanks to Steve Deneen for supporting tonight's race. So in third, back at a home track, back in club colours as well. In third place, Connor Gist. For $250, may I add. In second place, from Western Athletics, Lucy Cleveland. And in first place, with a great win from Box Hill, she's back on the track, Melissa Duncan. So again, fantastic contribution too from the Kelly family and friends for supporting tonight's event.
So in terms of prize money, in third,
We've got $250. In second, we've got $500. And Lizzie Duncan, she's got the check there. She's taking home $1,000. Well done. We'll get a shot. You want to get in? We'll get a shot at family as well, guys. Jump up, jump up. Come on.
so fantastic. Fun round.
Applause for the women's elite mile. Thank you. Good job.
Thank you. Pauline sends her love and says, she's been on the app all day.
Busy. Busy working the world, so that's good.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's watching on the live stream. Yeah,
She probably is. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, that's great. You off? Good on you. All the best, right? Well done. Good job. Thanks, Manny. All the best. Yeah, you too. Nice to meet you, Jenny. All the best, eh? Great work.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on. We'll be here again next year.
Yeah.
Come again next year.
Okay, you'll do.
Thanks again. See ya. Yeah, you got your t-shirt. Is that now, that's the right size?
It's okay.
What is it? Yes, medium.
Yeah.
Up to you. They're in here. Yeah, Lucas.
Yeah, you say? My choice, like it's definitely an end.
Do that? Yeah, I do that all the time. Jump in there. No, I haven't. How you going? Nathan. Yeah, how you going?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Yeah, they're alright, aren't they?
Influencing that?
Yeah, I did actually.
No, I just want to get
Logo. It's like our, that's our logo usually, and then we just added them out.
See, because the middle part.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know them.
doesn't know he got in it.
But he should be doing
Lucas Scholes, are you here, Robinson?
It's like someone says, "Do you hear me cheering?" I'm like, "No."
Okay, here we go. We've got the last presentation for this evening. The men's elite mile. This is sponsored by Mitre 10. So Cornwell's head up there on Anderson Creek Road, just up in Doncaster East, for all your hardware needs. So thanks very much to Cornwell's Mitre 10. This is the second year they've sponsored the event. Have we got Lucas at all? Or has he left the building? He was fourth. We'll make sure we catch up with Lucas for his award. Okay, here we go. So in third place from Knox with the time of 4:19 is Bradley Hall. Back for his second running of the event. He was here last year and on the dice as well, so well done.
In second place with the time of 4:14, Adam Pike. And from Old Zavs in the time of 4:14, Riley Bryce. Fantastic, Riley. And we've got Abby Caldwell presenting the awards and medals. The Shan Quilty Memorial Mile. And to the prize money, again, in third place is $250. In second place is $500. And Riley is taking home $1,000. Again, Mitre 10 in the Shan Quilty Memorial Mile. Round of applause.